ask Mr. Honczarenko to take the floor.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to react on some speeches which I've heard. You know, Russian delegation is not in the hemicycle, but it sounds to me the echo of Kremlin in some of the speeches. It's a pity that our colleague from Greece, she left us after her speech, because I wanted to react and say something about this. I just want to tell you that there were no decisions in Ukrainian parliament about banning of communistic or any other ideology. There are decisions about banning of some symbols which for Ukrainians are really hurtful because of the genocide which was organized in the 1930s and repressions and so on and so on. We're hearing that Ukraine is something like failed state, corruption, censorship and so on. But it's simply not true. After Maidan and after revolution, we had already 2 national elections, presidential in May of last year and parliamentarian in October of last year. There were hundreds of international observers there. These elections were free, transparent and fair, and it is proved by many people and many media all around the world. About reforms, about the corruption, certainly corruption is such a thing which cannot disappear in one moment or even in 1 year. But today we have a fighting with corruption in our country. And I want to tell you more about one of the reforms which I am personally very much involved in, because I am secretary of the Parliamentarian Committee on Local Governance and Regional Policy. During the 5 months of new parliament, which began to work in the beginning of December, we succeeded to adopt a number of laws on decentralization and regional policy. First is about voluntary amalgamations of communities, which will give us an opportunity to go from more than 10,000 of communities, majority of which are insufficient, to less than 2,000 of communities, all of which will be financially sufficient. We are giving stimulus to them to unite because they will receive extra funding if they will unite in the nearest future. The new law about regional policy is adopted by our parliament, and this law is prepared together with the specialists from the European Union. We have a budget and tax decentralization. More than 26 billion hryvnia, which is more than 1 billion euro, will receive this year local communities for their own responsibilities. I want to tell you that we have very important reform, constitutional reform. It has started already. We have already constitutional commission. I must say that the Council of Europe is a great support in this context, and in particular the Congress of the Council of Europe, which supports our government and parliament very much since the beginning of the reforms. The Congress is contributing to the revision of the chapter on local self-government of our constitution, notably in order to anchor the principle of subsidiarity in Ukrainian domestic law. So thank you very much for your support, and I am sure that new European nation is emerging in the eastern part of Europe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.